I think these are really good sessions. It's really important that we have a dialogue about important issues, and I think the BPF has to represent our stakeholder group. And if we're not going to confront those tough discussions, then frankly, you kind of argue why we're even doing it. I think Brexit's a huge issue, and I think people are perhaps not being as vocal about it as I perhaps would like us to be. I am very concerned that the market is being dislocated as a result of this uncertainty. There's no argument that Europe as a federation needs to evolve, and the mechanism for that evolution is complicated. What I'm concerned about is that we're taking it to an extreme where we're saying it's in or it's out, and we're putting that vote to the British people, which is fair, but the facts and the consequences, I'm not sure are totally understood by everybody that's involved. And if the market is a measure of the consequences since this has happened, then I think people should be quite concerned and paying attention. I think President Obama did us a huge favor. He came here and he didn't hold back, and he shared his views from a global markets perspective, from an American perspective. And I wish the vote was today, because I think if the vote was today, then we would address it. We would empower our leaders to go and continue to make Europe what it needs to be. But what I'm worried about is we're going to have another 2 months of back and forth, and until there's a conclusion, I think that there is going to be, continued uncertainty, and it will result in less activity, less decisions, and I don't know who wins under that scenario. We're dealing, Millennium Bug technology issue is serious. We're dealing about countries and a union in an environment where we've got more geopolitical uncertainty than we've had for as long as I can remember. It'll affect people's lives, and so I don't love that analogy. There are a multitude of policy issues that are affecting the country, and specifically affecting the property industry. In no particular order, we talked today about housing. We talked today about transportation infrastructure. We talked today about devolution and the regions. We talked a little bit about banking and availability of finance. We talked a little bit about the regulatory environment, whether that's public or private, linking into tax policy. All of those things are very important issues. All of them are on the front burner of national government, and I think on the front burner of the British Property Federation on behalf of our membership, to make sure we've got a proper dialogue so that we understand the issues, and more importantly, that the government understands the issues. We live in a very interesting, dynamic period of time, and these are tough choices. They are very difficult choices for the government and for the industry. What I'm encouraged by is that there's a dialogue, and our organization and myself, we wouldn't have put our time and money and resources behind the BPF if we didn't believe that it could make a difference. And I think all of our membership feels the same way, and I'm encouraged. But none of these are short-term conversations that will have one-time wins. It's an ongoing dialogue, and I think we just want to make sure that we are consulted on things before decisions get made. Yeah, you have to be optimistic in life. There's not much point in walking around with a glass half empty approach. But that doesn't mean that there aren't challenges. It creates opportunities. When our business started here in 2008, not that I would wish the global financial crisis on anybody again, but that created opportunity. I suppose Chris made a comment today about the market had been through a longer recovery since that time. Perhaps it was getting overheated in certain ways, which, whether the Brexit issue had come to the forefront or not, that there was probably going to be a pause, and that pause creates opportunity, and that is, that's the market. And I think what's important is that people are mindful of where that market is and where their strategy is at that market time. and make decisions and hopefully get rewarded for that.